Hello, hello,
Howdy. Well,
and welcome back to the smoke room.
we're in a tent.
We are in the tent, and that's a skull head.
Oh yeah, he's looking at. His name is Yorick.
Yorick.
He teaches a spin class.
I see.
He talks like this. His name is Yorick. He teaches a spin class.
What about that one?
That's just their son. I don't know what the fuck his deal is. He needs to go though.
You don't like him?
No, I hate him.
You don't like this little guy?
I don't like him at all.
So, guys, picture this. It's a rock, right? That's like in a ball shape. But it's got like a mouth with teeth.
Like people teeth.
So it's just like, yeah.
We could always post a picture of it.
No, it's funnier this way.
True. It's really on like what you're thinking of, guys, in your mind's eye, in your mind palace, if you will. It is just a big rock. Like it's a bit bigger than a fist-sized rock. Probably like maybe a 2 fist-sized rock. And it just has teeth. Like full stop.
It's just got a mouth shape.
It's got an open mouth with
some dentures in there.
Some
pearly whites.
A nice 32 set there. Pearly white 32, except it's got also green gunk on it, which I'm assuming is adhesive. He showed up in the apartment one day. It's my roommate's son, their son. I don't know where he came from initially. I don't know where his birthplace was. But he's here now. And
you love that.
He's being guarded by Sleepy Time Batman and Tiamat.
Yeah.
So
you'll never get in there.
I just try not to think about him. At least he's not up there with Walt.
Okay, but I love the framed
photo of Walt Disney. Like he just showed up one day. I don't know where he came from. And my roommates tried to gaslight me, saying it was here the whole time.
I don't know how to tell you this.
Shut the fuck up.
It's been there
You're such
so long.
You're such a liar. Like, okay, at this point, it's been here a minute. Yes.
Yes, it's been here a while.
But there used to be a purple worm up there, and the purple worm's over there now. And then Walt just appeared, and then everyone's trying to gaslight me into saying it's been here since we moved in.
I don't know what purple worm you're talking about.
It's over there.
That's a flower pot.
It's behind the flowers, dude.
I see a few candles.
Stop trying to gaslight me. I'm gonna shit and die. I'm going to die. Shitting my pants and farting and crying. Shitting and farting and crying. Do you want that?
No.
Okay.
No, the audience does, though.
I don't know if they really do. You've given me that look too many times today.
Today?
Yeah, in the last like couple hours. It's awful.
Do you not like the look? Is it like Fluttershy's stare?
The stare.
The stare.
Yes, but less intimidating and more condescending, and that's what makes it worse.
It's Rarity's stare.
Yeah, there you go. That's much better. That's more accurate. Oh, fucking hell.
There's still no streaming service where we can watch all of that.
Not all of it, no. It's not out.
Damn.
You just gotta download it, Josh. Come on.
I'll buy a whole series Blu-rays.
Is it on sale? On Blu-ray?
It's gotta be. There's gotta be a series Blu-ray that's like $200.
Maybe. That would be kind of cool, though, actually.
My Little Pony, friendship is magic. You do have to type in friendship is magic.
I tried to push the autofill. It wouldn't give it to me. Friendship is magic.
Yeah. Blue.
Fucking shit fuck.
This is working great.
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
There's DVDs.
There's gotta be a, like, series
There's a movie Blu-ray.
The movie was weird.
The movie was very strange.
Yeah.
It was weird to look at.
It was very weird to look at.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a Blu-ray of the series, honestly. There's a couple DVDs of a couple seasons.
They wouldn't let just money on the floor, right? Like, a full series Blu-ray would sell.
I like to think that it would.
People still buy the Avatar The Last Airbender Blu-rays.
But that's different, Josh.
No, it's not. My Little Pony sells so much more than Avatar The Last Airbender.
Let's see if there's anything on eBay.
You know, I haven't looked up any data. That might be true.
About
that My Little Pony sold better
outsold
than
Avatar?
Probably.
Mm.
It's already an established brand.
Yeah.
More people are into it. Had a much wider demographic.
Yeah, I don't think there's a Blu-ray.
Had a dedicated fan convention
base.
for 7 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the fan convention's still going on.
Not the big one.
Hmm?
No, BronyCon ended.
They went to Nika and Megan went to it just this past year.
No, that's a different one. The main ones stopped.
Where was
Where
was the main one?
Oh, Baltimore? Yeah, because they stopped a couple years back. Like the original crew was doing it. Like a different group used the same name for clout, but
for clout.
You know how it is.
I get you.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Unless they decided to unless the old crew decided to bring it back. But I don't think they would. It's not like there's that much of a thing for this fan base anymore. I didn't even watch the new gen. Yeah. They have a movie and a couple episodes, for a mini-series. I didn't watch that shit.
Yep. This is a concept for the complete series. I don't think there's a Blu-ray for the complete series
That's
out.
So weird.
I don't think that exists.
Not at all.
Yeah, there's a Blu-ray of the movie, but that's about it.
We can watch the movie.
I haven't watched it since it came out. I think I have it downloaded somewhere.
Amazing. Okay, yeah, we're in this tent with Avery.
We're going. Yeah.
He's gonna check my head.
We're being seen by the doc. Hey, Doc.
What's wrong with my busted up head?
What's wrong with my body, Doc? You're gonna have to perform a exam on me. I'm so tired, bro. I'm so sleepy. I can't be doing this when I get this tired, man. It's setting myself up for complete and utter failure.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Avery's tent is just big enough for the two of us. Even then, his antlers are pressing up against its roof, damn near tearing holes in the fabric. That's why it's patchwork.
Yeah, that's cute. I like that.
But it's somewhere private. Which is good, because I'm not decent right now. Avery's been cleaning my wounds for the past 10 or so minutes, front to back. He's disinfecting and applied bandages to my torso, and now most of his his attention is focused on the wound on the back of my head.
You have a knack for getting yourself into trouble, don't you, Sam?
I'm a whore, Doc. It's more like trouble has a knack for getting into me.
I like that.
Next playthrough is Knack, right?
Yeah. Shit, you're right. You still need to play Knack.
God, I'm so ready to Knack. I'm gonna Knack.
I'm gonna Knack too.
Oh my God.
Oh, didn't hit your head too hard if you're still cracking jokes.
He hums a little ditty. Wiping the back of my head and neck with a damp cloth. When he pulls it back, it's pink in hue, just like my shirt.
It's a damn miracle you survived it all.
I heard that one before.
Didn't stop you from bumping your head again now, did I?
He moves the cloth down between my shoulder blades, over one of the spots that got scratched up the hardest. I hiss. Gotta keep you on your toes somehow.
Believe me, boy. When you've worked in medicine for a while, there's nothing surprises you anymore. That's something our line of work has in common, I reckon. Bet you got your fair share of stories. Lord knows I do. Why, just ask Jebediah.
How do you know each other?
We're married. Now that story I can share.
Oh, excuse me. He rides out the cloth in the bucket.
His family owns a ranch not too far from town.
Oh, this is Jeb's character theme.
I like it.
I like it a lot. That is it an oboe?
Correct.
Okay. That oboe's putting in work. Or is it a...
It might be a clarinet, actually.
Yeah, I always...
Yeah, oboe has a little more...
Twang?
It's a little...
I call it a twang.
Not higher, but it's a little bit more of a thinner sound.
No.
That's the best way I can describe it. This is definitely clarinet.
Putting in work, though.
Yeah. It's good. Clarinet's good. Everyone should play clarinet.
You're just saying that because you did?
That's what I'm saying. It's good. But when I was younger, before I came to Echo, I used to spend summers working as a farmhand. The pay wasn't that great, but back then it was my first job, and it meant the sun and stars to me. I've never met a kid as curious as Jeb was, always asking me these questions. At first it was, how are you that tall, and what are those things on your head, Abe? What are they for? As we got older, he started asking me about the meseta and what it was like out there. Don't think the boy ever wanted to be a rancher. He was always off writing his little stories and reading his books.
Oh, he's a nerd.
Oh, hell yeah. Anyway, time went on. You know how it is. I packed up and moved to Echo eventually, but we stayed in contact.
I can't really picture him being all that talkative. He's quiet for a moment.
He's not as happy as he used to be. Most of what troubles Jebediah happened after I left. Now that ain't my story to tell. If you really want to know, ask him.
He pats my shoulder. Still fucking hurts.
My turn. Well, what got you following a weasel out into the woods?
Money? Sex? He's a client.
Must be some client if Dora's willing to let you out of her sight.
He's a rich fella from Batavia. Came here to work on his, thesis.
He mentioned a thesis.
That's it. Either way, he's paying, so... I'm not telling him my actual reason for coming along. I grab my shirt and pants.
You might want to throw those clothes away when we get to the Hogan, by the way. They've got more holes in them than a Hendrix contract. That's pretty good. Pretty good, Abe.
Okay.
Pretty smooth.
Okay.
Maybe not as much blood on them, but still plenty.
Well, I brought some more clothes with me, but they're with the supplies.
We can probably squeeze you into some old clothes of mine. Might be a tight fit, though.
I look over my shoulder at his belly and raise a brow. He notices and laughs. It's a deep, rumbling one that makes the tent quiver.
I'll head out and let you get dressed. Can't say it'll stop hurting right away, but at least you won't die.
No.
More than I can say for a lot of other men who took a tumble in these woods.
Thanks, Doc. I owe you one.
Do you now?
His smile turns bashful. His glasses slide down his snoot a little.
I'll have to keep that in mind when we get back.
He crosses his arms as if he's deep in thought.
Been a while since we last had an appointment, hasn't it? At least, one that didn't involve me fixing you up.
Right. It has been a while. I don't see him around much, though Dora always seems to know how to find him. But I do remember those appointments very well. He is good with his hands.
Then, I suppose I'll have to arrange something. Dora ought to be keeping you in tip-top shape for as hard as you work and for how many hazards you experience. I'd say you're overdue for a physical.
I'd like that, Doc.
Though you better stop cracking your head open like an egg every time I see you. Sooner or later, it's gonna turn out scrambled.
With another pat on the back, he crawls backwards out of his tent. He leaves me alone with my dirty shirt and my thoughts. Oh,
That was a good scene.
deep yawn.
Deep yawn.
Oh, walking's a lot easier. Hey, I'm walking here.
I'm walking here.
Bumps into a tree. Hey, I'm walking here. Punches the tree. Forget about it.
No, I still just like thinking about the Babadook image. I'm just like, I'm walking.
Yeah. So stupid.
People still tell me that movie's like unsettling and scary, and my mind is just like, I'm walking here.
That's just the whole story of the Babadook. That's what he is.
I'm walking here.
I feel like I would be disappointed if I actually watched the movie. I
Yeah.
kind of just want that image.
I agree.
It stays pure.
That's all you need.
That's
I'm
what I think about a
walking
lot
here.
of those like horror movies. Is like I've never watched them,
Yeah.
but it's
Especially when there's a meme like associated.
yeah,
with, like,
yeah. I'm just like I literally
all I give a shit about.
yeah. I remember like recently someone I don't know, Friday the 13th came up in
Okay.
something, and I was like, oh, that's the Jason movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, no, Jason's not in the first one. And I'm like, confused? Like, question mark? And they're just like, yeah, it's weird.
It's weird.
And I'm like, okay. And I didn't ask a follow-up question.
Technically, it's Mrs. Voorhees, Jason's mother, who's the killer.
That was a.
Is that a bit?
That was a Scream reference.
Is that a they talk about Friday the 13th in Scream?
Yeah. Well, so because you never watched Scream.
No.
The movie opens on like the first like victim,
Yeah.
really, and she's like talking on the phone with the killer. That's like the thing is like he calls people on the phone,
Oh, okay.
and he's like, "What's your favorite scary movie?" And then later she's got so they took her boyfriend and tied him on a chair in the patio.
Yeah.
And threatened to kill him if she got an answer wrong, and then was gonna kill her if she got another answer wrong. And he's like, "Who's the killer in Friday the 13th?" She's like, "Jason."
And he's like, wrong. It was Mrs. Voorhees, Jason's mother, who was the killer the whole time.
Is that the
And
twist
she's
in
like,
the first
"You
movie?
tricked me." I think so. I have not watched Friday the 13th in probably like 10 years, maybe like 15 years.
Okay.
I do not remember.
Okay,
But I'm pretty
okay.
sure Jason's mom is more of a key character in the first film. And then Jason just starts showing up because of iconography.
Okay, it's one of those.
A little bit.
Okay.
I mean, then you have the films where they basically milk him with like Freddy versus Jason.
I heard there's one where he goes to space.
Jason X. I was just about to talk about that. Yeah. It's pretty whack.
I wonder if it's good.
I'm curious. I've never watched it, but
Or I guess like good's not the right word.
Entertaining.
I want to know if it's entertaining.
Yeah.
Because like when you pitch that, I'm like, you can't take that seriously.
Yeah. I think you would enjoy watching the first Scream movie. like I could ostensibly see how it could have been scary when it came out.
Yeah.
That shit is
Well, that movie's a parody, isn't? Not like a comedic parody, but like a
sort of.
because a parody doesn't need to be a comedy.
No, but it took itself kind of seriously.
Well,
like
a parody
but-
can though. Because a parody just means like
I don't
you're
know if it's a
commenting on the
parody.
piece.
I don't know if it's a parody of anything though, because they have Scary Movie, which is the actual
Well, that's the comedy.
comedy parody. But I think Scream.
I've heard someone describe to me that Scream was like a parody of the slasher genre.
I mean, it definitely feels like it when you're watching it.
Yeah.
I think you would have such a good time watching the first. The first one is just so funny. Like they're not playing it up to be a comedy,
Yeah.
but it's just funny as shit, dude.
Okay.
I feel like you would
Maybe one
enjoy
day,
it.
maybe
Yeah,
one day.
it'd be fun.
Maybe I'll take a year and actually watch all the horror movies that people tell
That
me
people
to.
recommend. Yeah.
Oh, walking's a lot easier when I don't have to do it on an empty stomach. We're leaving the deepest part of the forest behind, heading a little ways off the trail with Avery in tow. And it's both a blessing and a curse. The trees get sparse. I start feeling the familiar desert heat again. Avery, walking up in front with Jebediah, seems to be feeling a bit better. He's singing loudly at that. Singing what? I wish I would have had half the energy he has right about now. The bear and the kit fox hadn't said a word since we left.
In the summertime, I'm jumping out and back into your skin.
Murdoch comes along for a few bars, and I have to admit, Cliff was right about his voice.
You know it too, eh?
The elk swings his head around, nearly whacking Jebediah with his antlers. An old favorite of mine. I'm not sure I ever heard it before. I'd love to play it for you when I get my paws on a guitar again.
You play?
Why, yes, indeed. That's why the women
That's why the women swoon and I rebuff them because I am not interested.
Terrible, terrible. I hate this man.
He really is just like, hey, my route now.
Right?
He kind of
I'm
came
like,
in.
who's Cliff?
Yeah. We haven't given any shit about
Cliff is barely here.
Yeah.
This is the Mrjosh route. 2!
The second, yeah.
It's like Jenna,
Yeah.
where it's Leo.
Leo.
Route 2!
Leo too. It's pretty good.
DB this way.
Unless you sleep with Jenna.
No. No one does that.
I mean,
No one does that.
okay. Okay.
Why, yes, indeed.
I've tried it once. Couldn't get far, not with these sausages of mine.
That's why they have picks, right?
That's not the part that makes it hard. You don't wear picks on the fingers where you hold down.
Why not? Wouldn't that be fun?
I mean, ostensibly you could do, because like there is like playing up here while you're doing other picking down here.
Yeah.
But you have to be able to press the things onto the fretboard, and you're not going to do that with a pick on your fingers.
Oh, you can get there.
People wear the finger picks on this right hand when they're like playing the banjo.
Yeah.
Unless they're playing clawhammer style, which is another style of banjo playing that doesn't use picks and is a little more traditional.
It's fine.
Which is cool.
He wiggles his thick fingies. So where exactly do your parents live, Avery?
Oh, well, we're getting pretty close.
This far off the main trail?
The Hogan's hard to find if you don't know where to look. Keeps out unwanted visitors.
Don't we qualify as unwanted visitors?
Any friend of mine's welcome.
And Jebediah looks over his shoulder, back at us.
Just mind your manners and you'll be fine. Abe's parents are the finest folk in this neck of the woods.
Cliff's already shaking at the prospect. This is so exciting. I can't believe I'm about to enter an actual Meseta home. I'm more than a little worried about him. Or what he might say. Yeah. Calm down, Clifford. You're a researcher, not a tourist. Why not both?
It's the same thing.
You know.
It's the same thing.
He takes a breath. Murdoch, is your camera still functional? It should work just fine. In layman's terms, everything still clicks the way it's supposed to. Splendid.
You're awful excited about all this, aren't you?
Of course, it's a once-in-a-lifetime chance.
Well, their home isn't going anywhere anytime soon. And it's their life, you know?
Cliff tilts his head.
All I'm saying is, ease into it. Listen to what they gotta say when they talk. Think you can do that, little fella?
I'll try.
Thank you, Cliff. Just remember, shut the fuck up.
We walk for about 30 more minutes through the woods before we come upon a clearing. There's a pen of livestock in the left where woolly animals graze. A large, round structure sits ahead of us. It still looks like a dome covered in earth with a doorway. I certainly haven't seen anything like it. Cliff is making strange noises beside me. Avery shuffles a bit. He calls out in a language I don't understand, and the reedy voice of a woman meets it. The door of the dwelling opens, and a very old elk comes out to meet us. She wears a plain apron, and her hands are red with what looks like clay. She looks back and forth at all of us, folds
Yeah.
in her brow growing prominent, and then looks towards Avery, speaking slowly and calmly in that language. Avery laughs and replies in a carefree way. She does not return that laughter. This is not to be helped. Her accent is thicker than Avery's is. I already know Jebediah. To the rest of you, I am Manaba. My son tells me that you met something evil in those woods. You may stay in my home for as long as you like, so long as you give as much as you take. And as long as you don't bring what you met in the woods inside. She disappears into the door.
Mm-hmm.
Not a single slaughtering beast among us at present, so we're good. Murdoch crosses his arms. Do you think she was being literal? The horse grunts.
Yes and no. She means that evil in our own heads can upset the harmony in her home. Home is a sacred place. As long as we're calm, she'll let us stay. There's nothing to worry about.
So then, what am I supposed to do? What the fuck? That doesn't reassure me at all. And Jeb has a nervous look on his face, too. Cliff and Murdoch don't.
But one last thing. Make sure you go clockwise when you enter and leave the Hogan.
Why? Because it's like the sun.
Oh, so you already know.
Well, I believe the idea is that actively moving with the sun bolsters the natural order of the universe. This contributes to harmony.
Well, sure. But there is a practicality to it, too. When your home is just one room, going in one order makes it feel bigger.
And speaking of practically, are we gonna go inside? Avery smiles and walks up to the doorway, opening it.
That's pretty neat. I like that a lot.
That's a whole room.
So much room.
Yeah.
So much room for activities.
They got like things over there. They
got
got
a
a
loom.
chair,
Holy shit.
a pot. They got things.
I like the loom. It's very neat. I think that's a loom. I think that's what that would be considered a loom.
Is that the name? I see.
A weaving loom, perhaps?
The first thing I see when we pass through is the big fire pit in the center of the room. The floor is bare dirt, but many woven rugs. Most of them line the walls made from branches. So is the ceiling, but there's a big hole in the top letting light in from the outside. Manaba sits on the floor, putting red clay between a slab and a smooth rock. Another elk sits in the north, handling the threads of a loom.
Look at that. Look at
You
my
did
huge fucking
You
brain.
did it.
I'm so smart. Thank you.
Omedeto!
Wank, wank.
We love the penguin noises.
I love Pen Pen. I love that guy. Justice for Pen Pen.
I love that image where it's you know when they introduced the Mii's in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
I saw one where it was Shinji won.
Yeah.
And then it was like all the characters, and then King Dedede.
Yeah. It's true though.
And I'm just like,
You know what? Blessed.
bless.
Truth.
Okay. He's big, but he looks very old, and he speaks to Manaba again in that language. She responds quietly, calmly, but looks more preoccupied with the clay she's making. What? What?
Nothing. Nothing. Nothing's wrong. It's just really funny.
Yeah, you're right.
The aggressive weight you put on those words.
The big elk hums to himself. Is the papa?
I believe so.
You can do papa.
My name is God, for the strangers among you. Need me to tell them the rules, Pa?
He tilts his antlers away from the loom to take a proper look at us through his glasses.
Rules? I always forget we have those. The chores are still the same. I'm sure you remember those.
Avery scratches his head nervously, as if he's suddenly remembering.
Strangers, would you give me your names?
Clifford Tibbets, I am so happy to meet your acquaintances. I'm not so bubbly as this one, but charmed all the same. Murdoch Burns. Just Sam. First name Just, last name Sam. You get it? Yep.
Hello, Just.
Don't know why they're making this so official.
And now you're no longer strangers.
I think they still are, though.
Well, it just depends on how you feel about the people. Like if a stranger is someone who's you just don't know their name, and then you learn their name, then whatever.
Okay, sure.
I wouldn't call them a friend, but they're just not a stranger anymore. Neat trick.
He's still preoccupying himself with his weaving. We haven't had this many visitors in a long time. You can do better than that. This old woman is grinning about something. I feel my eyebrow lifting.
But then you'd be closer to finishing than me. And that wouldn't do.
I look back at her hands, dunking into a pitcher of water, and then to his hands, flipping through the loom strands carefully. It dawns on me that they're competing. They keep at this for at least another minute with a tense concentration until I hear a small rip. God size. God? Gad? God? God? God?
Gad sounds fine.
God. Gad? I don't know. What's the cat doing?
I don't know.
That cat's trying to phase through the window.
She is, which would suck. We're really high up. I don't think she would live.
I mean, if she phased through the window, I think she'd be fine.
Yeah, if she had the ability to face through the window, she can probably do other shit. So.
Yeah. Don't worry, she'll land on her feet and be fine.
Yeah, it'll be alright.
Yeah. Gad sighs and Manaba smirks.
Very well. I can't recover from that.
He starts looking from expression to expression in the room.
I can tell by your faces that you all feel apprehensive. I'll trade stories for stories to help with that.
He looks to Jeb, then his son, then the two fishermen.
Tell me what happened in the woods, but do not speak of any death.
Jeb looks upset. Not set up.
He looks set up.
He looks set up.
He's about to pop his combo.
Yep. Normal summon Predaplant or for Scorpio.
There you go.
Effect, discard. Special summon Predaplant Darling Cobra from the main deck. Search Brilliant Fusion. Sending Gemnite Garnet and Performapal Trick Clown. I'm sorry, Performage Trick Clown. To summon Gemnite Seraph Knight.
Okay.
Effect of Gemnite Seraph Knight to gain an extra normal summon. Effect of Performage Trick Clown to special summon itself by paying 1,000 life points.
Okay.
I don't remember the rest of the combo.
Josh was just speaking in tongues. He was having a religious moment. His eyes rolled back. He took off all his clothes. It was crazy.
Oh wait a minute. We can keep going. We can overlay Darling Cobra and Orpha Scorpio for MX Saber Invoker. To special summon Armageddon Knight from the deck.
Okay.
To mill a dark monster. I think we would mill Destrudo.
Josh, get off the ceiling.
I think we would mill Destrudo, paying half our life points to summon Destrudo, and going into like some random level 7 synchro. And then we would still have the rest of our hand to play with as well.
Okay.
So
depending on what you had.
Yeah, we can do things. We can.
I
do
see.
things. Yeah.
So what was the point of all that setup? What's the
You
end?
can just keep going.
Okay. Just to do things.
Yeah, just do things.
Okay. Understood.
I mean,
Just love
technically, we can also we had 2 level 4s on board, right? So we can go into like Abyss Dweller if we really wanted to, or some other like rank 4 do and just keep going. That's the reason why Brilliant Fusion is banned. That's not the reason why Brilliant Fusion is banned. There were other dumb shit you could do with Brilliant Fusion. Yeah, Jeb looks upset, but Avery cleared the silence.
I was coming to see you both, but for these two it started as an ordinary fishing trip. We were ambushed by the river and one of your party was taken, one of our party. We thought we saw the beast that did it, but it seems every person saw something different. The vast, greedy fish that flopped around like mud skipper, only faster than I had ever seen before. But its big, milky eyes looked diseased. We met this group near the riverside. Jebs told me his wagon got attacked and he lost the jennies. Same thing happened to us, more or less. Were you folks traveling from the north? South, from Echo.
God stops weaving and his expression met Jeb's.
You don't usually have problems coming up that way. Usually don't. Enough do, though. What was different this time?
Jeb looks like he's thinking.
The marks in the trees that weren't there anymore. Reliable landmarks weren't the same.
Bear.
One of ours said that the trees looked different and that they could see things that shouldn't normally be there. Trying not to get too descriptive.
We have always told travelers to fish to the north, not the south.
I know that. There haven't been problems until now.
Flesh forgets, soil doesn't. She pulls the red clay from her slab and puts it in a ceramic bowl, folding it into the sides. There's something relaxing about her pushing the clay in, folding and spinning slowly, almost like it's dough. Wish her words were just as relaxing. North? You know, I've noticed that there aren't many Meseta people who live in Echo.
There's a few, and this one.
He jerks his head to his son. Avery looks a little flustered.
There's work that pays well. I still think not enough for the risk.
I can't help but feel like this is a sore spot. Reminds me of how Cynthia won't talk about it either. We avoid going there to sell, even with all the buyers.
There are too many evil stories about that land, such that we don't like to talk about it. So then why are we talking about it?
Because we are afraid for you. The elk looks at his wife curiously.
I am not afraid for him. He is strong and intelligent. Our fathers were great warriors, Manaba.
She says something that makes Gad's brow furrow.
That's the one.
Don't worry about it.
Got it in one.
Avery winces. This bull is ready for firing.
In the kiln.
Killing.
Killing.
She dusts off her apron as she stands, looking among the crowd of people and waving. Goodbye. Pulls out a gun.
Yeah. Persona.
Baby, 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 baby.
Oh man, did you see the new designs for Akihiko, Mitsuru, and Fuka?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have.
I think Fuka's looks good.
Fuka Bazooka?
I love Fuka.
Gasp! The enemy!
I'm not huge on Mitsuru's.
I sense death!
I sense death.
Be careful, there's more than one enemy!
Oh, Fuka.
She doesn't sound that dead.
Yeah, which I have to imagine that she's gonna be better.
No, I don't want it to be better. I want it to be...
Or give us an audio track option where we can switch it to the original audio.
Wait.
Fucking Tony Hawk
With Nyx.
This Nyx. Let's go. Yo. Freaking legendary. You can't see anything.
No, you can't. It's better this way.
That's so dumb.
Oh my god, I can't wait to have to play Persona 3 Reloaded
Again.
on the fucking PC.
It's gonna be great, dude. You're excited.
Not really.
You're so pumped.
I've played Persona 3 so many times. How much more can they make me
Especially
play?
Recently. If it feels like at least within the last 10 years you've played it like a bunch.
Yeah, well, it's fine. I mean, I've played like yeah, their new key arts look fine. Their designs are pretty much the same.
Yeah, the new bands are kind of fun. Like his is the most. I really like her little like capelet thing in her headphones.
Yeah,
I think
it looks a little
cute.
too much like her dancing design. But like it's what the fuck did they do to
one,
Mitsuru?
This one I'm not.
What the fuck?
Like they gave her a cape. They gave her the black. Like if she was wearing just the white like she used to.
Yeah, I don't like this.
I like the new armbands. I think they're alright.
I kind of like how non-intrusive the old armbands were.
I get it, but you know. But yeah, like
I don't know about this.
Like Fuka's is probably my favorite out of this batch.
Yeah, I hate the headphones though.
Oh, I think they're cute.
It makes her look like she's in Dancing All Night still.
True.
I don't really like that. Also, she doesn't need them.
True. It's her
persona.
Her persona's power is to be able to do the thing.
Yeah.
And Akihiko's just basically looks the same.
Look at how long that leg is.
He's a long boy.
Look at how they were like, people made fun of how long his neck was before, so let's make his legs long this time.
All they did was they pulled on his legs and it went. It just shifted. They pulled his leg and it shifted downward.
It do be this
pulling
way.
length
It do
from
be
there.
this way.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It's pretty good.
Oh well. Oh well. We'll end the part here.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. You all won't have to deal with the Persona cast. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. We'll see you around.